Today's Namaste Yoga continues our series of classes on yoga for the emotions, and today's class will be navigating the emotion of anger. Hello, welcome to episode 2.
Here's our blanket. Excellent.
Asymmetrical turn.
Dropping and sinking up. Notice how
So just notice.
Joining us for the second episode next week.
Namaste. Hello and welcome to episode 102 of Namaste Yoga. So happy to have you here with us today. I wanted to share with you a post from our Facebook page that came this morning, along with a very nice donation as well. This is from Donna Swaby, who is from Glasgow. She says, "Hi Melissa, just recently discovered your podcast. I've been ill with various ailments lately, and I'm just getting back on my feet. I don't really feel ready to commit to a class right now, but have been taking part in a few of your classes. Your approach is very much like my teacher and friend, Amy Koo Redler, who moved away from where I live, and your class suits me perfectly. Thank you, and namaste." So thank you, Donna, and thank you for your kind donation as well. Today we're going to be working with the emotion of anger, and you're going to need a couple of props. It's not to tie yourself up, but you're going to need a strap, and you're also going to need a tennis ball. So you can go ahead and pause your video and get yourself your props. You don't need a yoga strap per se. You can always just use the strap from around your bathrobe as well. Okay? All right. So go ahead and rest back, lie down on your back so I can help to couch our topic today and give you a little bit of context for our practice. So anger is an emotion that comes up when our expectations are not fulfilled. And these can be small expectations, like expecting to have a quiet day and ending up having a really busy day. But it could also be bigger expectations around life expectations around partners, marriages, children, things like this. They can be big and they can be small. It's said that anger in the first chakra is related to insecurity around providing for ourselves a basic livelihood of food, clothing, and shelter. In our second chakra, it has to do with unfulfilled sensory desires. In our third chakra, anger comes up when people don't give us the respect that we feel like we deserve. And we've been working with Peter Marchand's book, Rasa Sadhana, and this is kind of where he stops with it, but I think it moves on. If we look at our heart chakra, anger can come up a lot in relationships when expectations are not fulfilled in love and in relationships. And then in our throat chakra, it happens when our communications aren't clear or we feel hurt by others' communications. And then it can happen, I think, even in our third eye when our vision for life isn't what we expected. There can be a lot of anger with that. Now, anger can be constructive if it's instructive. So sometimes it's important for parents to be constructively angry with their children. Activists can channel their anger for a greater cause. And I know as yogis we sometimes think that life is all rainbows and butterflies and unicorns, but the truth is we are human beings living in the world and we do experience anger. It's just part of being human. And so it's very natural and normal to become angry, and it's really important to express our anger. So when we express our anger, we can go back to the yamas and the niyamas that we worked with back in, I wonder if I wrote down what episode that was. I don't think I did. But the yamas of how to treat other people, especially ahimsa, nonviolence, so to express our anger in a nonviolent way and to express our anger truthfully as well. So it really doesn't do anybody any good to say, no, I'm fine, no, really, that's great, because it's not. It's better to be honest, to say, this really isn't working for me, and this is why, in a loving and caring way. So once we express our anger, it's important to express it truthfully and non-violently, and then we can free ourselves from having it simmer inside of us. So it's not really great for us to be stewing in our anger, to have it persisting for a long time. Then the fire of anger starts to persist, and it starts to eat at us from the inside, and it shows up as mental and bodily diseases. So anger is related to the element fire. It's also another pitta emotion. So pittas are very quick to anger. And when we have this fire disturbance in our body, it happens to cause a lot of problems in our joints, our muscles. It can destroy our eyesight, causes cardiovascular issues, heart attacks, and it brings illness to your digestive and nervous systems. So at the heart of anger lies our fear that an injustice represents a precedent for further injustice. And so we want to dissolve the anger as it comes up, first by expressing it, and that might mean taking a tennis racket and whacking the heck out of a pillow. It might mean punching a pillow. It might mean writing a letter. It might mean expressing yourself in some way. Because we don't want it to simmer inside of us once we've expressed ourselves. So one of the things that I wanted to do is to work today with the opposite of anger. So if anger is really fiery, like the sun, then we'll work with its opposite, the moon. So it will focus in on really soft, white, blue, lunar energy, that more receptive and accepting and nourishing energy. So I'm going to have you stay lying on your backs, and we're going to begin with palming our eyes, because as I mentioned, eyes can be one of the places where anger really comes up. So just rub your hands together. And then place them over your eyes and allow that darkness to bathe your eyes. And as you do so, you may want to begin to create your intention, your sankalpa for your practice today. What is it that you want to receive by navigating this emotion of anger and by practicing your yoga today? Okay, and then I said that we're going to work with the energy of the moon. So we're going to begin by taking a shape of the moon. It's fall here. You can see all the leaves are falling as they're supposed to in the fall. I don't know why it always seems like such a surprise every year, though. You're going to inhale, take your arms overhead, and then exhale. And try not to hit yourself in the head with your water bottle. And bend over to one side, creating the shape of a crescent moon. And if you're a visual person, imagine the crescent moon in this beautiful white blue energy, calming, cooling energy. Okay, and then come back center and let's side bend over to the other side, creating that crescent moon shape in your body on the other side. This is actually the beginning of the moon salutation that we're going to work with later. And then come back to center and bend your knees, place your feet flat on the floor. And let's do that palming again. So just rub your hands together. and rest them over your eyes. And now we're going to do a little hip opener to help prepare your body. Whoop! They just hit me right in the face. They seem so light, but when they hit you, they're not that light. Okay, so you're going to cross your right leg over your left leg and really open your right leg out to the side, and then draw your left leg in. Reach through and hold on your hamstring or your shin. Let your shoulders be heavy. Okay, and then release your leg on your right side. There's some eagles up there again today. Cross your left leg over your right leg and draw your right leg in. Were those eagles or? Yeah. Okay, and release your legs. You're going to do that palming again. So rub your hands together again. And rest them over your eyes to provide a rest for your eyes. Okay, so now you can grab your tennis ball. You guys can stay lying down, but I'm going to kind of kneel, I think, to show you this. What we're going to end up doing is rolling the tennis ball on our butts to relax our butts. So the way this works is you're going to take the tennis ball, and we'll start on the left butt cheek, and you want to put it just right underneath the rim of your pelvis, and you're going to roll it back and forth like this, lying on it. And you'll work it down your butt and back up, okay? Nice and slowly. So you'll stay to the right of your sacrum, and you'll stay in the fleshy part of your buttocks. So I'll show you what that looks like. And if this is your first time doing this, it's not unicorns and butterflies. Let's just put it that way. It's intense. It helps. It's like going to the the massage therapist, and they're going to strip your muscles. So take your tennis ball, place it underneath your rim of your pelvis, and just roll from side to side, stripping your muscle. And then you can move down just a little bit and keep rolling, releasing the tight muscles in your glutes. And then you'll take your tennis ball out and just lower yourself down and feel the difference between the two sides, the side that you've rolled and the side that you haven't rolled. And then you can hook up the other side. And roll from side to side. And they might be quite different from side to side. Those eagles are just circling overhead right now. And keep moving them down. Okay, and then release that. And let's just palm your eyes again. So rub your hands together again. And rest them over your eyes. Okay, now you're going to take your strap. We're going to start to prepare your body for the standing moon salutation. 4 of them just went overhead now. You're going to hook up your right foot. Draw your right leg in. There comes the 5th one. And extend your left leg out. And this mirrors Parsvottanasana, which you will be doing in a moon salutation. Let your shoulders be heavy. Really open up the backs of your legs. And then open your right leg out to the side. This will mirror Trikonasana, triangle pose that we'll do standing in the moon salutation as well. Okay, and then bring your leg back to the center and release it down, and just take a moment to feel the difference between your right and your left side. And then you can go ahead and hook up your left leg and draw your left leg in. Really open up the space at the back of your left leg. Allow your breath to be continuous. Then open your left leg out to the side. And then slowly bring your left leg back to the center and lower your left leg down. And you can stay lying on your back. I'm going to sit up just to instruct you on a breath practice here. So we're going to do a breath practice called square breath, which helps to create a calming energy. And one of the things that I've been talking to my classes about all week is this idea of anger being fire. And what happens when we get angry is we try to diffuse it using breath. And this kind of what actually happens with it, although it is a good technique and it's one we're going to engage, but if we do that all the time, what it does is it fuels our inner fire. And so this kind of really deep breath is like, it's like taking a bellows to the fire. And so what I really learned from Yogini Shambhavi Chopra when I studied with her this summer is to take in breath like it's sweet, like honey, like a nectar. So when we do our breath practice, it's not going to be like really purposeful. There's going to be a lot of intention around it, but it's going to be, let's draw the breath in really gently and really peacefully. So keep that intention with you as you breathe today, to let the breath be sweet, like honey, like a nectar. Okay? We're going to work with square breath today, which involves some retention, some holding of your breath. And so if you have any health reasons why you shouldn't be holding your breath, pregnant women should really keep their breath continuous. But if you have any other health conditions that you know of that you shouldn't hold your breath, then just keep your breath continuous. Okay? So take a normal breath in and a normal breath out. And then gently breathe in. Pause. Breathe out. Pause. 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 And we're going to gently lengthen that out. Breathe in. Pause. Breathe out. Pause. 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 And then return to breathing normally. And just check in and see how you feel physically in your body, mentally in your mind, and emotionally. See what shifted or changed. Okay, and then you can bend your knees, roll to your side, And come over onto all fours. Let's just do a little down dog to stretch out the backs of your legs and your spine. So come onto all fours, spread your fingers nice and wide, tuck your toes under, breathe in, breathe out, lengthen out through the backs of your legs and your spine. Okay, and then come down onto all fours and come to a comfortable seated position for you. So one of the breath techniques used to release anger is lion's breath. And we've done this one before. It's where you inhale, you stick out your tongue down to your chin and you turn your eyes up to your third eye. And as you breathe out, you roar like a lion. So you can think about something that's really angering you, getting you all worked up, and you can imagine releasing it as you do this breath. So let's do it 3 times. And one more. Great. Okay, another breath practice that we can use to eradicate anger, this is to release anger, is a meditation, a Kundalini practice with har, so H-A-R. And if you can roll your R's, then that's great. Roll your R's. I'm not really that very good at it. So if you can roll your R's, you'll do ha with the rolled R. You're just going to take your hands, make them into fists, and then you're going to press them out like this as you say har, nice and strong. So releasing anger. Har, 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 har. Great. Take a deep breath in. Breathe all the way out. And breathe in part way. Suspend your breath. And exhale. Great. So that little set is supposed to be done for 11 minutes, but we're just taking it into a little bit into a hatha yoga class. Okay, the other thing that happens when we're angry is our hands can tend to turn into fists, really common. In the car, you might notice that you're really squeezing the steering wheel, really gripping and holding things tightly. So let's stretch out your hands a little bit. You can just stretch out each finger. Okay, and shake out that hand. And then let's do this on the other side. I really notice a huge difference between my right and my left hands. My right hand is so stiff. That's from all your keyboarding, your mousing. Okay, and then shake out that hand. And let's come into downward facing dog and then come up to standing. So on all fours, tuck your toes under. Inhale. Exhale, straighten out the backs of your legs. Lengthen out through your spine. Drop your chin towards your chest. Let the back of your neck be long. And then walk your feet into your hands and slowly come up to standing. Okay, so we're going to work with the cooling energy of the moon today and to help balance that fiery energy of anger. Now, when we do moon salutations, I can find that in my body, I can get quite heated in it, and I have a lot of fire, and it can be quite tiring in my body. So I think a lot of this has to do with our intention. So as you go into moon salutation today, set the intention that this will be a calming and cooling practice. And also, see what it would be like to receive the postures rather than to do the postures. So less effort. Okay, so you want to set up your mat horizontally. I'm just going to move my mat for lighting. And I'm going to attempt to mirror moon salutation for you. Normally I would do the whole thing with my back to you, but I think that's a little rude. So I'm going to try, so be patient with me. You're going to stand at the right side of your mat. And inhale. So again, even right from here, not this kind of breath in, right, which is really strong and aggressive. Take a nice, sweet, gentle breath in. Breathe out, side bend. Breathe in, center. Breathe out, side bend. Breathe in, center. And then you're going to take a step to your left. Turn your toes out and squat down. Goddess victory squat. So check in here. See if you could do less. Inhale up. Turn your toes so they face front. 5-pointed star. Turn your left toe to your left, your right toes in. Shift your right hip back and your torso forward. And then tip over your front left leg. Triangle pose. Bend your front left knee. Take your right arm all the way over. Side angle pose. Take your right arm behind and look up and through your left fingertips. Stargazer. And then come into warrior two. Front left knee bent. Back right leg straight. Inhale, face over top of your front left leg, warrior one. Exhale. Now here comes a point where we have options. You can come part way down into an opening for the front of your hip or all the way down. So do what's best for your body. And then you're going to turn and face front. So your left leg is bent, your right leg is straight. Again, you can do this all the way down like this, or you can do it part way down like this. Okay? You're going to come to the other side, all the way down or part way down. Turn your left toes in, turn your right toes towards the short edge of your mat. Straighten out both legs. Fold forward over your right leg. Turn your left toes out, drop your right sit bone, open your left arm, triangle pose. Come up, turn your toes face front, 5-pointed star. Turn your toes out, gentle goddess victory squat. Step up to the left side of your mat. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, center. And exhale, hands to your heart. Okay, so we're going to do this on the other side. Breathe in. Breathe out, side bend. Breathe in center. Breathe out, side bend. Breathe in center. Take a step out to the side. Turn your toes out. Exhale, squat. Inhale, turn your toes front. 5-pointed star. Turn your left toes and your right toes towards the short edge of your mat. Press your left hip back. Shift over your right leg and tip. Triangle pose. Bend your front right knee. Bring your left arm all the way over. Side angle pose. Bring your left arm behind you on your left leg. Bring your right arm up. Gaze through your right fingertips, stargazer. Come into warrior two. Arms are parallel to the ground. Front right leg is bent. Back left leg is straight. And turn your torso over top of your front left leg for warrior one. Come all the way down or part way down. Modify as you need to for a lunge. Turn face front, half squat. You can do this all the way down or part way down. Come to your left side, half squat on the other side. Turn your right toes and your left toes towards the short edge of your mat. Straighten out both of your legs. Parsvottanasana. Turn your right toes out. Drop your left sit bone. Open your right arm. Triangle pose. Inhale up, 5-pointed star. Turn your toes out. Got a squat. Inhale up to the right side of your mat. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, center. And exhale, hands to your heart center. Okay, we're going to do that one more time all the way through. And you can see that this is much more circular than sun salutation. So that more feminine energy than the masculine sun salutation. So let's go once more through both sides. I think I did okay right and left. I think I only messed that up once. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, center. Now you're going to step out to your left. Turn your toes out. Squat down, goddess victory squat. Inhale up, 5-pointed star. Turn your right toes and your left toes towards the short edge of your mat. Press your right hip back. Shift forward over your front straight left leg and tip. Triangle pose. Bend your front left knee. Take your right arm all the way over. Side angle pose. Take your right arm behind you on your right leg. Reach your left arm up. You come into stargazer. And then into warrior two. Turn your torso over front of your front bent left leg. Inhale up. Come partway down or all the way down for that lunge. Turn face front, either a half squat or a full squat here. Oops, half squat or a full squat on the other side. Turn your left toes in, your right toes towards the short edge of your mat. Turn your toes out, drop your right sit bone, open your left arm up. Inhale, come up to a 5-pointed star. Turn your toes out. Exhale, goddess victory squat. Check in. Are you receiving the postures? Step up to your left side. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, center. And exhale, hands come to your heart center. Let's finish that round by doing the other side. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, center. You're going to take a big step out. Turn your toes out. Exhale, goddess victory squat. Inhale, turn your toes face front, 5-pointed star. Now turn your left toes and your right toes towards the short edge of your mat. Shift your left hip back, torso forward, and tip, triangle pose. Bend your front right knee, take your left arm all the way over, side angle pose. Take your left arm behind, reach your right hands up, stargazer. Keep your front right knee bent, your back left leg straight, arms parallel to the ground. Look over top of your right fingertips, warrior 2. Turn over your front bent right leg, warrior 1. You're going to come part way down or all the way down, whatever is going to work best in your body. Face front, half squat or full squat like this. Come to the other side. Turn your right toes and your left toes towards the short edge of the mat. Straighten out both of your legs. Drop your left sit bone, open your right arm up, triangle pose. Come up to 5-pointed star. Turn your toes out, goddess victory squat, and then step up to the right edge of your mat. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, center. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Okay, so let's come down to a seated position. So sit with your legs straight out in front of you and bend your right leg. Cross your right leg over your left leg. And maybe you're going to stay here, but you might also bring your left leg up to your right leg. Oh, my body's not too happy about that. Here. Okay, so yours might not be either. Here's a couple of things you can do. You can sit up on a block or a folded blanket to make it a little easier. Or you can keep the bottom leg extended. The tennis ball won't help, but I will need the strap. Okay, we're going to make this a back bend by taking your right arm up your back. Thank you. And then taking your left arm up and over. And maybe your hands meet, but if they don't, you can use your strap to walk your hands together. So keep your chest lifted here, root down through your sit bones, lengthen up tall through your spine. Okay, and then release the side from your body. Take your legs out in front of you and wiggle them out. And let's do that on the other side. So cross your left leg all the way over your right leg. Lengthen up nice and tall. You can keep your right leg long, or you can bend your right leg in. This side's a little happier. I hope your second side is a little happier too. You're going to take your left arm, internally rotate it, bring it up your back. And then bring your arms up and over, and maybe your hands meet here. And if not, you can use the strap. Keep your heart lifted. Okay, and then release. Okay, we're going to finish with one more final breath practice. It's another Kundalini practice that uses the Satali breath, the cooling breath. This one is said to conquer anger and burn it out. So the way that it works is you breathe in through your curled tongue like this. And then you place your tongue in your mouth and you breathe out through your nose. Now, a lot of people aren't able to do that because they're tongue-tied and their tongues can't come out like that. So if that's the case for you, then you're just going to breathe in through your mouth like you're breathing through a straw. And breathe it out. Okay. So we're going to do this with our hands up to the side with your thumbs pointing up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together at the back so that you engage the muscles in your back to keep your arms up. If this gets too tiring in your arms at any point, lower your arms down, okay? So here you go. Start by breathing in through your curled tongue. Breathing out through your nose. Keep going like that. And again, remember to use that really gentle breath, not slurping it in rudely like you're slurping up the bottom of a straw. Now, if we were doing this for a Kundalini class, we would do this for 11 minutes, but we're not. Thankfully, we're doing it for a Hatha Yoga class, so we modify. You're going to inhale now. Take your arms out as wide as you can to the side. Hold your breath. Exhale. Do that 2 more times. And 1 more time. And exhale. Great. So go ahead and lie down for Shavasana. If you can lie down and rest back for 5 to 10 minutes, that would be fantastic. I would encourage you to practice Rasa Sadhana this week, an emotional practice. And the practice that I would encourage this week is to see if you can notice anger as it arises without judging yourself for it. So to bring acceptance to the anger that arises within you. Thank you for joining us for episode 102 of Namaste Yoga, Yoga for Anger. Please be sure to join us in our community on Facebook. Ask your questions, leave your comments. We love hearing from you. And thank you all for your donations. You can make donations at www.melissawest.com. Namaste.